This is my first YouTube video. So this one's gonna be a little bit rough. I haven't really worked out any kinks yet of like how I want to record or do anything like that. So this first video is just gonna be kind of a sit in front of a camera and talk. There's a quote that I thought about all night tonight while I was watching Project Hail Mary. And that quote being, be grateful for the thing that you wish had never happened. And that doesn't just go for the one thing, but it can go for a lot of things. And, at first it makes you think, why would anyone want something that bad to happen to them? But then you look at yourself in the mirror and you look back and you see how far you've come within your life, all the things that you've done since that happened and the lessons that you learned. And that can apply to a lot of things, whether it's a relationship that just ended, you losing your job. It can be just about anything. And a lot of the time I don't think we really think about that enough. That we as people are shaped by everything that's happened within our lives. And there's such a real beauty to that. You can't just build a puzzle by putting random pieces in random places and hoping something matches. It just doesn't really work. What you do is you go piece by piece and eventually build up this whole image, this whole giant picture. And that's what we are. Or I guess that's a way I like to think about it. There's something so special about that. And to be quite honest, I don't think I'll ever be able to look at that differently. Even in recent times, I just lost a family member. And despite that, and never getting to say goodbye, I regret it. I do. And it eats me alive every day and every night. But knowing the fact of the mistake that I made, not going to see her, now I know that how much I could regret that happening and how important that is. And that's just one of the many things. And another thing relating to that is I see people say, I wish I never met this person. I wish I never talked to this person. I wish I never got with this person. But it's the same thing. Whether you thought that person was the love of your life or just a month-long situationship, we can think to ourselves, I wish I had never met this person. I would have saved so much time. But out of every relationship comes a lesson, whether it's good or bad, whether we like it or not. That's just the way that love works. And it feels unfair a lot of the time. It truly does. You could give somebody your entire heart and soul. You can give them anything. And despite that, they still won't stick around. And you know what? That's okay. There's nothing that we can do about it. We can't control other people, the way that they think, the decisions that they make. We can't control that. And I'm sure if you put yourself in their shoes, then you might just understand it a bit better. That's another thing that I learned, specifically from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. That book has shaped me. I've actually had people ask me if I recommend any books, and that is the first one I always recommend. I started reading that book not super long after I got cheated on, actually within a couple of days. And when everything happened, I was bitter, and I was angry and upset and confused. And then once I started reading that book and learning about the idealisms of Marcus and how everything, the way that he thought and the way that he perceived situations, it's helped me a lot. And it helped me get through that, and not only that, but just regular inconveniences on the daily. It's pretty incredible how someone that lived that long ago and was in a notoriously pretty evil state of power can say such kind words. It's pretty amazing. But, despite all of that, going back to the main topic, we are shaped by our experiences, by every little thing. And things are constantly changing and constantly moving. And I also had someone said to me that a fish not swimming against the stream is a dead fish. And yeah, there's some parts of that I can agree with, but there's some things that are so absolutely out of our control, there's really no sense in fighting it. The march of time, for example. Things are constantly changing. I'm not the person I was 15 seconds ago while I was recording this, or even 5 seconds ago when I just said that. We are constantly developing 24/7, and there's no sense in changing that. If things are going to keep changing, whether we like it or not, we might as well try to make the most of it. You gotta do what you gotta do in order to survive at the end of the day. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going along with the flow of time and doing what's best for you. I want you to remember that before I end this video. You always need to do what's best for you, no matter what. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. It's good to look after people and good to help people, but you can't help others unless you help yourself first. That's just the way it works. So that's gonna be the end of my first YouTube video. I'm gonna try and get more things figured out. It is 1:30 in the morning. I need to go to bed. So good night, everybody.